How you guys doing? It's Sip here. As most of you know, I was at Konami UK playing PES 2019, and we were able to capture as well with the community day. Now remember, this is the early code. This is, I think, it's the E3 code. There will be like probably there will be like a demo code and the world tour code and then the final code. So whatever review I'm doing right now is based on the code I played on the 27th of June 2018. Now we're gonna point out certain things. First off, we're gonna start with what's new in the game, general review, comparing it to PES 2018, certain things regarding the graphics, which stands out brilliantly, and then the gameplay, which is a major thing for me and most of you diehard fans. And then we're going to talk about what needs to be improved. There are certain things that need to be improved, but the more we're going to mix it up between pointing out everything from positive to negative, and that's how we make the game better. Now, first of all, the first thing when you grab the pad, the first thing, as every PES, you instantly feel like this is a new PES. I'd like to start with the graphics first, and then we're gonna get into the gameplay, because the graphics does stand out. And I've never played any games on 4K. I don't have a 4K TV. I don't have a PS4 Pro. But if you ever want to have the best visual experience playing any football game right now, playing PES 2019 on a PS4 Pro and having a 4K TV, it was unreal. Like during the game, the lighting, the stadium, the detail of the grass, the detail of the players. I mean, you can even see the reflection of the crowd in each player's eyes. Like you could see the reflection. It's that much details. And player faces has always been the great. It's not the fact that player faces are good on cinematic trailers only. If you pause the game, you can see the detail every player face. Now, when it comes to certain things that really stands out, as I said, playing it on 4K, the grass detail, or people were complaining about the grass on PES 2018, you can see literally individual grass. When players kind of fall, you can see the sweat mixed up with grass stick on their face. Like the details, just amazing. The animation transition, you know, it's just like I can't find a perfect word for it. My English or my grammar is not that rich. But if you want to have the best experience, definitely playing PES 2019 on PS4 Pro and 4K TV. I'm not saying if you play it on a normal TV and a normal PlayStation, it's not going to be that good. But the best experience will be on 4K TV and PS4 Pro. Now, I would like to jump into the gameplay. I really hope they don't change the pace of the gameplay. Like when you play it, it's not slow, it's not too fast. When you get these, when you get the flow of quick passing and pace of your attack, you can see the attacking AI kind of gathered up together when you can do some quick passing gameplay. So it's not too fast, it's not too slow. It's like almost the perfect balance, the pace of the game. I hope they don't change it. And I mean, every year they do kind of change the pace of the game. Plus, mind you, this is offline and early code you played. Online could be different. You can't compare PES with myClub. You never judge PES entirely based on myClub. There's a lot of factors. So online could be different, could be no, I don't know. But based on I play, I love the pace of the game. In terms of new thing that kind of stands out, shooting, you know, we have the dipping shot, we have the rising shot, we have the chip shot. I have tried every single one of them. I remember in one of the co-op games we play, Wezatron scored an amazing dipping shot with Giroud.
Oh! It's the boy, Giroud. It's the boy.
He's never hit anything like that in his life.
Bang! I mean, he has. He has now.
Was that
We were like shocked, you know, in a way. And in terms of player switching, it was very smooth. No issues with player switching, and that's offline, mind you. Defensive AI is definitely been improved. Like I've noticed, especially for aerial balls, because on PES 2018, defensive AI towards aerial balls wasn't the greatest. You know, once a cross comes in, even if you try super cancel, manual repositioning, sometimes the defender just doesn't challenge the player who's about to header in most cases. So I like the defensive AI, especially towards aerial balls as well. If you play predictable, the AI will catch you. And even when I played multiplayer, I've noticed when I was attacking one side, I was playing with Salah. Now remember back in PES 2018 we had this feature, adaptive AI, but that was for offline if you're playing against a computer. I'm not sure if they somehow implemented that, but that I'm not sure if it's going to be for online, but definitely I've noticed that even when I was playing 1v1. I've only played one match against the AI. This match right now you're watching is actually against the AI, and I forgot to make it harder difficulty. I think it's the default one is regular, I think. So the defensive AI is definitely better. If you spam one flank, the team will just gather up on that flank. If you're constantly playing for individual player, the AI will read you. Excuse my language. In terms of physicality, strong players really stand out. Like I remember we were using Argentina, most of our players were short, and my opponent were using France. Like in one-on-one situation, physicality is really, really important. Strong players do stand out. You shield the ball, you turn, you barge. Really, really improved. I mean, even on PES 2018, tall and physical players will really stand out. But on PES 2019, I think it's based on the individual players' factors and abilities, with physical, with their physicality and their rating ability, in terms of their physical contact and body control. Strong players will stand out, and it will challenge. Even if you have an amazing dribbler, one-on-one against physical players, they will push you off the ball. One major thing stands out is the stamina system. Now, when it comes to stamina, a lot of people wasn't happy on 18. They were saying it drains too fast, or stamina doesn't drop. But most of these reviews in the community is based on myClub, because most of us, we play myClub a lot. And there's a lot of factors of myClub. So in general, when I played on this code, I've noticed if you abuse a certain player, let's say you constantly spamming with Messi, his stamina will drop within the first half. And when stamina drops, will affect his passing accuracy, his finishing, his movement, and him tracking back to defend. You can see players literally just standing, like not getting involved when their stamina drops. And then the injury and the fatigue as well. If a players get injured, he will literally just lay down on the floor. You have to put the ball out. So when in terms of stamina and fatigue in individual player ID, those kind of things really, really stands out. I am curious how would that be implemented on myClub, because we know on myClub people do wide benching, etc. If the stamina system, it's actually more realistic. If you abuse certain players constantly for the entire half, you will end up just wasting them. Because remember, when stamina drops, it will affect everything for that player. Your shooting, your passing, your movement, and attack and defense, your positioning. He will just be lost in a way. So stamina stands out definitely compared to PES 2018. New skill moves. Now I've talked about the new skill moves in my previous video I made. There are some skill moves, player playing skills and players skills as well, which are different things. One of them is a comp player skill. What that means is contextual. Certain players can pull off certain skills, like a heel pass or a no-look pass. You know, there's no button to do a no-look pass, but players like Firmino, certain situation you do a pass and he does a no-look pass. So I did say some of these new skills are not actually new. Some of them are not new, some of them are new. But even the skills that are new, they have different animation. Like I did one of them that stands out when you do a scissor skill. If a player is fast like Messi, you do scissor skills. Look with Neymar, the animation transition is brilliant. Like I remember on PES 2018, even sometimes you do scissors with Messi, it's kind of a little bit of a slow. But with players who actually have these skills card, the animation is definitely new. And the Ronaldo chop is super rapid. Like if you do it with a high skill player, you do a Ronaldo chop, dang, split second, player send the player for a hot dog. So I love the new animation for the skills, even though some of the skill moves are not new, but they implemented new animations. When it comes to shooting, as I mentioned, we have the dip and show, we have the rise and show, and we have the chip show. I have tried every single one of them. I think I played about 10-11 games. And I like these variations of finishing. And we'll talk about the goalkeeper later on regarding the chip shot. So we talk about the shooting as well. Now the major thing, a lot of you talk about pass assist. I've recommended removing the pass assist, like majority of the community suggested and voted. Let's remove the pass assist, we should just have basic or manual. But that's a big part of the game. I mean, maybe if removing the pass assist, we'll have to recode the game. I don't know, I'm not a game developer, I'm just a guy playing game and talking over a game, if you know what I mean. So I tried pass assist 1, I tried pass assist 2, I tried pass assist 3, but I can't talk about it too much because I didn't try it enough. So, pass assist 1, definitely less assisted. and need body alignment. Like if you compare pass assist 1 on PES 2019 to 18, on 19 is way less assisted. If you rush your passes, if you don't align the player's body to the player that you want to pass, if you don't do the perfect timing to aim your left stick towards the player that you want to pass, there are certain randomness and errors. So the pass assist 1, it's not too much assisted, and it does feel like pass assist 1. When it comes to pass assist 2, pass assist 2, it's really fluid when you get the perfect flow of triangle passing. And if you rush it, there will be errors. Like when you're attacking, you know, the attacking AI is brilliant. When you get the triangle passing back and forth around the box and then a through ball, when you get the flow of that combination of passing, pass assist 2, it's accurate. But in certain situations, depending on your opposition, you know, particular instructions they're using or marking, etc., if you rush it with pass assist 2, there's a lot of errors. Well, the pass does not go to the player that you're passing. It will just end up. And what I like about this, when you rush your pass and you make a bad pass, the ball doesn't necessarily goes to the opposition's players. The ball will just go somewhere that no player's there. So when you make a, I like that randomness, because I've always said, I feel like with the Fox engine, the gameplay kinda lacks randomness. And I've always said I'm not sure the Fox engine meant to be for the sports game, because graphically it cannot get any better. I mean, God knows what it would look like in 10 years time. So I like this kind of randomness when you use pass support 2 or 1. When you make a rushed pass or a bad pass, the ball just goes into not your player and not the opposition player. On PES 18, when you make a bad pass, it doesn't go to your player, but it goes right to the opposition's feet. Now, I'm not saying that happens every time, but I've noticed that randomness. In terms of pass support 3, I tried it for like 10 minutes or something. I never liked it. There will be a lot of error passes when you rush it using pass support 3. And through balls are not that accurate. The only thing I noticed it was accurate with pass support 3, it was crossing a little bit. It was kind of railed. But then again, the defensive AI is brilliant reading the area balls. Now, I think I've covered everything that I played over those 11 games. The one thing I want to talk about, what needs to be improved. I have limited time, guys. Like, I traveled from Scotland all the way to Windsor, and I literally just go home like yesterday after a crazy travel with the hot weather, train delayed. So I have a limited time to make these videos. I have to take them out all today. Edit, talk, upload. After 12 o'clock, we're not allowed to upload anymore. So if there's anything else that I forgot, talk to me on the comment down below. If you have any questions, you can ask me here on YouTube, on Twitter. I'm not that active on Facebook. You can also join our Discord where we talk about PES as well. I'll put the link in the description. So any questions on Twitter, here on Discord, feel free to ask. In terms of improvement, now let's talk about snow. That's a new thing that's been implemented into the game. I didn't notice a major impact on your gameplay. Like when we played a match and we use snow, the pitch does not go all white. And we spoke about the Konami social media manager in Europe. He said it just depends. Like if for example, if you play in Russia, you know that might happen. But I think we played Anfield, and you can see the snow. You can see drops of snow on the pitch, on the side of the pitch. You know, you can feel it. The pitch is wet. But in terms of affecting the ball's velocity or your passing, there was just certain situation when the ball just skips faster. Like you make a pass, normally know how much power you need to make a pass when the player is a couple of meters away from you. And when you use the snow, sometimes the ball just skips a little bit, which makes it more realistic because the grass is slidey, is snowing. But in terms of like having a major impact on the game, it doesn't have a major impact. Now personally, I'm cool with that, because if it has too much impact on the game, then everybody probably will spam that, especially on myClub. So let me know what you think about that. I think we spoke about other community members who were there. We spoke about the snow a lot. I mean, I loved it. It's something new. They brought it back. But I think it needs to be a little bit improved. Maybe it would be nice if you see a full white pitch if you play in a Russian league or a Russian stadium. I'm not actually sure if you have any Russian stadium. I think we do. So that was about the snow. Regarding the goalkeepers need to be improved. I've noticed the goalkeepers, in terms of counters or one-on-one situation, they rush out recklessly. Like even a defensive goalkeeper. Now we know offensive goalkeepers play like sweepers, they come out often, but even a defensive goalkeeper or a non-applicable playing style, which is not a defensive or offensive goalkeeper, they rush out often, and they will be very open to chip the ball over them, or just make a little run on the side and put it in the net behind the goalkeeper. So I think the goalkeepers could be improved. But remember, if you go back, the goalkeepers on PES 2018 and 17 were much better than PES 2015 and 16. And remember, this is the early code I've played. This is the E3 code. I think there will be a demo version, probably a new code. It's going to be a World Tour, a new code, and then the final version. So they are still collecting feedback from us. And that's one thing I've noticed about the goalkeepers. And remember, I mean, you have players like Messi, Ronaldo. These players, even in real life, they won't miss a chance around the box. So you can't blame the goalkeepers all the time. Especially when we have the new dipping shot and the rising shot, shooting from range with skillful players who have a high kicking power, or these individual contextual new shots like the dipping shot and rising shot. You can't blame the goalkeeper all the time, because we see these goals in real life as well. And goalkeepers do make mistakes. Curious? Sorry, okay, that was bad. That was a bad joke. So regarding the goalkeepers, I think they rush out too often, and they have a little bit of a bad positioning in terms of one-on-one, especially on a counter. Like if you were playing a build-up pass around the box, the goalkeepers were fine. But in one-on-one situation, they just come out recklessly, and that's one thing we all did a on paper written feedback. And you guys know my hashtag one feedback was better servers, anti-lag cheating system. So don't worry, I gave all these feedbacks to Konami. And the second thing I've noticed, the body collision system maybe needs to have a little bit improvement. I know physicality, strong players stand out to have a massive impact on one-on-one situation and physical tussles, but I think the body collision system needs to be a little bit improved. There's a lot of situations when you're on the ball and the player is behind you and you're pressing him, and then they just barge into each other, the ball stays in the middle. So that doesn't happen often, but when it does happen in certain situations, I think it should be better, because even the referees, and that is related to my last point, which are the referees. Sometimes they are so strict, like every 5 minutes there's a foul, and sometimes when the body collision happens, you can, whether the referee doesn't recognize the exact incident that happened, you know, was it a tackle, was it a shoulder barge? So these two things are related. I think the referee needs to be a little bit improved in terms of having a balance between too much foul and less foul in the body collision system, and a tackle. And obvious ones, if you tackle from behind, that's obviously a foul, or certain situation. We know how, you know, when the player's on the ball, we know what kind of fouls of the referee should be allowed, given a foul, and what is not. We all watch football. So I think the body collision system and the referees and the goalkeepers rushing out and the snow not having a major impact on the game. Maybe these are my 4 points that need to be a little bit improved. And other than that, I love the game. I played about 11 games. And as I said, guys, I think this video, I don't want it to make it very long. If there's anything that I forgot, remember, you can comment down below. I will get my Red Bull and I'm going to answer every single one of you. And then remember, on Twitter, you can interact with me and on the Discord. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I have more videos to drop if I have time. There are going to be player faces. It's going to be another game what I played against Konami social media manager. I played games with other community members. So the upcoming video is going to be the face cam, and then 100% subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to turn your notifications on so you will get notified when my next video will be live. Greatly appreciated, guys. Also, if you want to catch up on my live stream, I do live stream the myClub series as well. You can just go to my Twitch channel, link is in the description. You can click on past broadcast or the highlights. PESuniverse.com, everything you need regarding PES 2018 and the future releases. We're talking about custom kit creator, option file, you know, tips, news, etc. We have a Pesology section there as well, to make sure to check that website out. Link in the description.